Are your kitchen and bathroom way overdue for a remodel? Well, I got the guy for you. Call John Sellers at First Response Contracting, 484-256-7136. Both residential and commercial services, and he's licensed and insured. Call him at 484-256-7136. First Response Contracting. Hello, this is Brad Weisman. You're listening to Real Estate and You, where now we are having regular programs on Thursdays at 1 o'clock. We have today Pete Heim from Keller Williams here, and we are doing a Pete's Point of View now. That's our new thing. Well, that's his new thing here. And we have him coming up to talk about different things. We are going to do a couple different topics today, which is really cool. So definitely stay on here and listen up. Woo-hoo. So, Pete, what do you got going on for me today?
Just so it's not Pete's pointed head of
Pete's
you.
pointed head. That would not
like
be
the
good.
cone.
Pete's pointed head. I do you have a pointed head? I never noticed if you do.
I don't. I had a friend of mine say, "Is that Pete's pointed head of you?"
That friend should definitely be off the friend list. I would just cross them.
He's gone.
Absolutely. So today, what we thought about with a topic would be what's we saw this on Keeping Current Manners, which is a great website.
Yeah.
The public can go look at this. There's a lot of good blog stuff going on.
Yep.
And we thought we would kind of, piggyback from what they have on here, which is what's motivating people to move right now. And I think we can expand on some of the things they have on here.
Yeah.
One of the things that was interesting, and you said that you heard about this too, is obviously we all know that during COVID, working from home became huge.
Yeah.
Became
very common.
Very popular.
Yeah.
What they're finding is because of that, people that live near the cities or live in the cities are realizing that, hey, if I can work from home 2 days a week or 3 days a week, I can move further away.
Yeah. The beach.
Or if I get, the beach, exactly.
Right.
And a lot of times you can get a lot more house for your money when you're moving outside of a metropolitan area. Mm-hmm. Now, we all love metropolitan areas, and they have. I mean, we love that, but obviously, it comes down to your budget and everything else. So that is interesting, and they're thinking that the a lot of these people aren't going to go back home, or aren't going to go back to work. I should say, not back home. Aren't going to go back in
into a work environment. Right.
What are you hearing on that?
Yeah, I'm hearing the same thing. I mean, I'm also part of CoStar with the commercial side of things.
Yes.
I get a lot of that. It's really you guys know me by now. I'm an information geek.
Right.
I mean, I love stats like Eric Keller does, and you do. You love that.
Yep.
And that's our job anyway, to stay informed and pass that information on to our clients. CoStar has all the office kind of space information and all that. And it's way down.
Really?
I mean, unfortunately, it's way down. Now, the multi-unit purchases are starting to skyrocket again, but office space is going to change.
Wow.
And it's going to be interesting how that plays out, because I think I saw the stat, darn it, 56%?
Interesting.
Is going to stay home now?
56%. Well,
yeah.
There were some numbers in here too. I don't know if that number was about that.
There was a 6 and a 5 in there. It was either 65 or 56. I'm hoping it was 56, but
Yeah, and there's some stats here too with this. It says for customers who cited COVID-19 as an influence on their move in 2020, the top reasons associated with COVID-19 were concerns for personal and family health and well-being, 60%. Desires to be closer to family. So that was another thing. People want to be closer to family.
Multi-generations.
Yes, exactly. And also when you have a pandemic, you want to be closer to take care of them.
Yeah, man.
Make sure they're okay, But they're saying here that people working remotely is going to be kind of more of a trend.
Yeah.
Then it's not like all of a sudden COVID's over and we're going back to our office.
No.
So my thing is like in the city of New York, and I think it's you're talking about CoStar.
Yeah.
How much commercial space is going to be available?
They're going to have to repurpose it, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, until this all shakes out.
Right.
Because we don't really know.
Right.
Really. I mean, this is temporary, possibly, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But I think all businesses are starting to rethink how they have their workers work.
Well,
there was some negative on people working from home too. I mean, the refrigerator's right there, and the dog's barking, and there's things that happen. So I guess we really don't know how this is going to shake out. Well, we're speculating right now.
Yeah, and what's funny? You bring up the refrigerator at home, which is definitely a problem for me. But listen to this. One of the other things that came out of this is people are now looking for homes with room for fitness and activities.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because if you're working from home, if you're at home, and you're not going out as much as you used to, because think of a lot of people would go to the gym on the way from work or the way to work. So if you're not going to work, if you're not coming back from work, where are you working out?
Right.
Probably in your home.
And how are the gyms doing?
I don't know. It's a good question. I think the online stuff here, just as interesting, some stats here. At-home fitness equipment is up 50%.
Peloton and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, even treadmills, whatever, even the more simple thing. Personal trainers, nutritionists, up 48%. Personal trainers, because they come to your house.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
Online fitness classes and subscriptions up 17%. That was already starting to get up there before COVID. But I thought that was really interesting.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So once again, another reason for people to move possibly would be, hey, I need room for a gym. Yeah. I need room for
an
a treadmill.
Office. I need
an office, right?
I want more yard space. I want a second home on my property, or I want to put an in-law suite on because all that. Is starting to come together.
Have you heard this one yet? It's not a joke, by the way. There's two guys walking to a bar. No, have you heard this one? I have a couple, two couples that I worked with recently. They need 2 offices in the house because now both of them are working from home.
Yeah,
that's an interesting. Because now it's not just, we have 2 kids. I'm going to get a 4-bedroom. We'll have one as a guest bedroom. The other one's our office.
Yeah.
Now you need 2 offices.
Yeah.
It gets a little different.
Well, think about it. Who sits in their living room anymore, really?
Yeah, the formal living room?
If there's a living room, it's an office now.
Yeah, exactly. Put some French doors on and call it an office. I mean, come on. Seriously.
I got something for you here, Brad.
What do you got for me? What do you got for me?
Lawrence Yun, who we all know is NAR's economist.
Okay.
Right?
Yep. Very smart.
Was that today or yesterday? Came across. We have an inventory crisis right now.
Yeah.
And he said the only inventory that is level and somewhat stable is the $1 million plus market.
Unbelievable.
So what does that tell you? The 5,000 square foot homes sales are up 17%, over 5,000 square feet.
Wow.
Okay. But the only market that's stable is 1 million plus. Now,
amazing.
What does that tell you? When we talked about affordability.
Yeah.
14.9% of your income is only needed for your housing.
That blew my mind.
And that was 26 on the other stat.
Yeah. Yep.
And so
say that again. Just say that again about the affordability situation with the 14.9%.
You guys know what affordability is. Let's give you a quick refresher. Affordability means interest rates, the percentage of your income towards your housing payment, and houses and house prices.
Gotcha.
Okay, house prices are way up.
Oh yeah,
doesn't matter because the other two are really good.
Yeah.
Interest rates and how much people need to purchase that home. So what does that mean, guys? There's an inventory. Actually, there is an inventory that exists. It's $1 million plus.
So
it's the best time to
work
move up.
A little harder.
No, move up.
No, I know. Yeah, exactly.
If you're selling a 400,000, 500,000, 600,000,
absolutely,
go for the mill.
Yep.
Your payments could be less, depending on what you got going on your 4, 5, 6.
Yeah,
right?
You're exactly right.
So
absolutely.
That was an interesting.
It is an interesting
statistic from Mr. Yoon. I thought that was really cool to see.
Yeah, no, it's cool. That's a very interesting stat. I mean, and you know what's amazing too is when you said about the other things, the house prices are going up, but the rates are still relatively low.
Yeah. I got some info on that if you want to hear.
What's that? Well, you have info on that too?
Oh, sure.
Is this the inside track?
This is the
inside. Is this insider information?
No, if you know Freddie Mac, this is a Freddie Mac thing.
It's a Freddie Mac thing? What did Freddie Mac say?
Freddie says it's a little public, so let me give you what it is. Freddie says rates are going to go up. Now sit down, everybody. Hold on to your hat.
Can't wait to hear how
it's going up. Are you ready? To 3.4.
Oh man!
By the fourth quarter.
Wow, that's really high.
Here's another one. It's going to kill you. Fourth quarter of 2022.
What's it going to be?
3.8.
The fourth quarter of what?
Of 2022, bro.
Oh,
they're saying they're going up,
but those are predictions.
Those are predictions, exactly.
Yeah,
those are predictions. But a house appreciation now is going 7.7, they're saying this year, because that was redone from January till now. It was 5.3 originally, now it's 7.7. So appreciation is going to continue. And actually, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, and Morgan Stanley all said double-digit appreciation this year.
Wow. For
house appreciation.
Houses.
Right.
Jesus.
So
we did 11% last year.
We did 11 last year. So what's that saying? We're going to stay about the same, I think. It's going to not.
That's incredible.
Not much is going to change. Unless the inventory, here we go, starts to come on. Unless you're buying up into $1 million plus market, right?
Yep.
It's going to stay low.
It's going to. Now, have you found this? I found this a couple times with some clients, buyers that I've been working with recently, and I try to talk them out of this decision-making process, which is they're saying they're getting frustrated. And they're at a point where they're like, you know what? I'm just going to wait this out.
Yeah.
I'm going to wait until this gets better. I'm so disappointed. I can't find anything. I refuse to pay $15,000 over full price, blah, 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 blah.
You ready?
Yeah.
No, don't do it.
Yeah.
12 months from now, that $300,000 house is $330,000.
And that's what I've been telling them, is that right now it's considered over full price, the $15,000. In 2 months, that's going to be the full price.
Yeah.
So, you can't, obviously we don't want people to overspend. We don't want people to spend within their means either. And I get that. If the reason for you not wanting to spend $15,000 over is because it puts you at the very top, then that's what we talked about before.
That's different.
Then you need to sneak down your budget, your limit. Mm-hmm. If the bank's telling you 250s, you're very top, then maybe you need to be looking at 225, 230.
Yeah, that's it.
So that you can compete in an offer situation. So
different scenario though, Brad.
Oh yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm. So, it's tough because people are getting discouraged. So what do you tell somebody?
So I had a couple drop out, same reason.
Yeah,
and I told them it's going to be more, and they said, "Well, we're just going to wait till it completely drops down."
Yeah,
and
that could be 3-4 years.
We don't know.
We don't know.
Do you have your crystal ball with you? Where is it?
I do actually. I left it in the car. It's in the car. I figured we wouldn't need it for this program because it's Pete's point of view, not mine.
Well, mine's a little cloudy.
So yours is cloudy. Yeah, I think all of them are. So, so what do you think about that?
I just told the seller, she wanted to stretch on price, and I told her, I said, Jen, if you're watching it, you're going to say it. She said 2.25, but I feel almost like I'm ripping people off because nothing has sold around 2.25. I said, well, let's wait a few weeks. It will be there.
Yeah,
let's wait a few weeks because if it was 16% in March, which we heard it was, dude, it's there. It's going to be there in a month.
Yeah, it's and everybody keeps asking me, when's this going to stop? We don't know when it's going to stop.
But the buyer, though, tell the buyer affordability.
Yeah.
Their affordability is going to get worse.
And that's so true.
Because as the rates, even though they're going up from 3 to 3.4 by the end of the year, that $300,000 house by the end of the year is going to be $330,000.
Yeah.
So you've got two elements there
and that's
that went up.
The issue here is that I think people today have taken for granted these rates.
Yeah.
They're using that as a concrete wall. Yep. It's not. That moves. And that can go up and that can go down. The rate is not something that's solid, but it's been solid for so long, interest rates, that people are just looking at the price of the house. They're not thinking about the interest rates. No. They're not thinking about all the other things that can affect the purchase, And
millennials haven't seen a rate under 5. Over 5. Sorry.
Yeah. It's so true. So true. When's the last time that happened? It's been a long time.
Never. I mean, in the 30-year average was 8.9. We know that.
Yeah.
30-year average on interest rates, 8.9.
And it keeps going down.
The millennial generation has not seen an interest rate over 5.
Amazing.
So 3.4 to 3.8. I can remember you and I rejoicing in the hallways at the old building, or in this one maybe, when it dropped to 7%.
Oh my God, yeah.
We are going to sell.
Party in the streets. But yeah, Mac, it's amazing. And that's why I always say too, people say, well, with rates as low as they are, is that why you're so busy? It's not just the rates.
Right.
I always say consumer confidence has a lot to do. Has a lot to do with when people buy, because it doesn't matter if the rate's 8% or 3%. If you're not confident about the future of the country, the future of your job, the future of your life, you're not going to do the biggest investment in your life, which is buying a house.
That's it.
Right?
You nailed it.
Yeah. So that to me is it's funny. So the rates, basically what I always say, the rates just gauge what you can afford.
Yeah, that's it.
It's
an affordability piece.
Absolutely.
That's all it is. And because it's so low right now, prices can go through the roof.
Absolutely.
And people can still do it.
Yeah, yeah. Do you have any more stats to cover yet?
I don't know what more you want to know other than Fannie Mae saying that 67% of homeowners recently are in the millennial age. And
how many? 60?
67. And
that's huge.
That's a big number. And you know what? They're coming into that first-time buyer age. And I thought that was pretty good. And all of them said it's a fantastic time to sell.
That. And just think, all their parents bought houses completely different than what they're buying them now.
Yeah.
Like that what cracks me up is that they're the ones that come in and go, well, my dad said offer 10% less. Well, and then it's like, and I always say to them, this is not your mom and dad's market. Right. This is nobody's market. We don't even know what's going on.
It.
So, but I feel bad
good
for
advice
them.
for their parents.
Oh, absolutely.
Sell your house.
Sell your house, man. You're going to make so much money.
15, 20, 30 years?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, there's so much money there. It's amazing.
Yeah.
You know what else was an interesting thing I saw, and this was in another article and has nothing to particularly with this, but it talked about the difference between renting and buying, and how in a market like this, what's really interesting is if everybody always says, oh, yeah, but rent, buy, rent, buy. The thing that I thought was cool was that when you rent, you are paying for a product.
Yeah.
Okay. That product goes with the market.
Oh,
okay?
yeah.
So if you rent and every year the market goes up, your rent's going to go up a good amount. When you buy a house, the only thing that goes up at a very, very slow rate is your property taxes.
Yep.
And your house and your homeowner's insurance.
Yep.
So it is interesting that
it's a fixed payment, though.
It's a fixed payment, right?
Taxes and insurance separate,
right?
But the housing payment, which is principal and interest, is fixed.
It's fixed. To wrap up the whole why are people moving? The one of the last things was it said on here was people are looking also. They're moving out of the metropolitan areas.
Yeah,
is outdoor space.
Yeah, that's it.
During COVID, the only place we could go to just feel free and feel outside or to feel good was outside.
Yeah.
Whether it was 50 degrees out or 90 degrees out or whatever it was, people want to be outside. Outdoor
safer.
Yes, exactly. And even when you did get together with people, you stayed 6 feet apart or whatever, and you were outside.
Yeah.
But it just felt good to be outside.
Oh yeah.
And it felt good to be cooking outside. It felt good to be grilling or whatever. So this is an interesting stat here. Outdoor kitchens. 60% of homeowners are looking to add outdoor kitchens. 60%.
60. That's a big number.
That's a lot. And I'm one of them. I would love to add an outdoor kitchen. Yeah, it's just fun.
Yeah.
Edible garden. Millions of people began to gardening during the pandemic because you didn't go to the grocery store as much.
We're all seeing it.
Yeah, exactly. Secluded spaces. As outdoor activity increases, so does the need for privacy.
She sheds,
fences, all that kind of stuff.
One of my favorite commercials.
I know, isn't that funny?
That thing blows up. That's great. Yeah,
love it. So I just thought that was some interesting information about what's motivating people to move. You know.
And let me just give you one last thing on that.
Go ahead. And then we're going to wrap this up.
Okay, the renter thing. Share of income spent on housing.
Yeah, there we go. That's a good one.
Okay, this is a good one, guys. Listen to this. If your income is less than $20,000 a year, you spend 48% of your income on rent and 38% on buying a home.
Wow.
Okay. If you're less than $50,000, okay, you spend 34% of your income on rent and 24% on a mortgage, a house.
Interesting.
Here we go. All incomes. That's
all
everybody.
Incomes, every level.
26% on rent, 16 on house.
Wow. That's amazing.
It's more affordable to buy a house.
It is. Absolutely.
It's better to buy a house.
Yeah,
Sorry, landlords. I mean, and
like I said, because prices go up on rent every year.
And there's a time to rent.
Absolutely.
There's a time to rent.
When you need to be mobile.
Yeah,
if you're here's the time when I tell people to rent, and we're going to go over time here a little bit, but that's right.
Sorry.
The time to rent, I always tell people is if you need to be able to move somewhere quickly.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're just getting through a divorce, I would suggest renting for the first year after that.
Or getting to know an area.
Getting to know an area, exactly. Somebody coming in from outside the area,
just get to know
to know the area because you don't want to have to be like, oh, this is not where I want to be. There's just times if you think your job's going to move to Texas, then maybe you want to cash out now,
right?
Rent for the next couple. You know what I mean?
I thought about it,
but you have 14 kids.
I know it's not going to work out. Everyone will buy a hotel.
Is there any apartments that have 14 bedrooms? He doesn't have 14 kids.
No,
he has 7, right?
Yeah,
something like that.
Last I checked. I don't know.
And we're going to get one of your kids to come in here on the show.
Yeah, man. Christopher, we're going to get him in here, man.
He's got one of his own here that's in the business, which is really cool.
Oh, yeah. He's a lot of fun. And I know you have a lot of fun with him.
Yep, he's a great guy. And he drinks whiskey, which is really fun.
Yeah, he likes the old fashions.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. I think that's cool. It's like an old soul.
He's like an old soul in a young man's body.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
We're going to have to wrap this up.
Okay,
sorry. Thanks for coming out again, man.
Always great,
this was a good time. Yeah, really good time. We're going to wrap this up. So that's Pete Heim there. He's going to come back again.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
First Thursday of the month.
First Thursday of the month. Pete's point of view here.
Sir.
So it's a good time. Are your kitchen and bathroom remodels a little overdue? Well, now's your chance to call First Response Contracting. John Sellers will take care of you. 484-256-7136. They do residential and commercial, and they're licensed and insured. Give them a call at 484-256-7136.